Borders don't always need more color or bigger flowers. Sometimes what they really need is softness, plants that help things blend together so nothing feels too sharp or separate. In this video, we'll look at perennials that add flow and ease to the border. These aren't the showy types. They're the quiet ones that fill gaps, round out edges, and make the whole garden feel more natural and settled. They're the plants that make everything look like it belongs together. First on the list is Geranium Biocovo. This is a small, low-growing perennial that creates a gentle, natural-looking presence in the border. Its soft pink-white flowers appear in late spring and early summer. But even when it's not blooming, the rounded foliage forms a calm, steady layer of green that feels relaxed, not formal or stiff. It gives the border that quiet, lived-in feeling that usually takes gardens years to develop. Geranium Biocovo is also easy to grow. It handles full sun to light shade and prefers well-drained soil, but it doesn't demand much beyond that. It spreads slowly, not aggressively, forming loose drifts that feel natural rather than planted in tight clumps. Once settled, it's drought-tolerant and very low maintenance, truly the kind of perennial that just stays and behaves. What makes this plant a weaver is the way it softens transitions. It fills small gaps between taller perennials, connects clusters of plants so they don't look isolated, and smooths the border edge where soil meets stone, mulch, or pathway. Instead of drawing attention to itself, it gently ties everything around it together. For placement, use Geranium Biocovo in the front to mid-front layer of a border. Let it run slightly around the base of plants like salvia, nepeta, or coneflower to soften their outlines. It also works beautifully at the feet of roses, adding calm without competing. Think of it as the quiet thread that links the garden into one continuous story. Next on the list is Nepeta Walker's Low. This is one of those plants that brings an easy, relaxed feeling to the border. It forms soft mounds of silvery green foliage topped with long-lasting lavender blue blooms. When the wind passes through it, there's a gentle sway, not dramatic, just enough to give the garden a sense of life and movement. It's the kind of perennial that makes a space feel welcoming and comfortable. Nepeta thrives in full sun and well-drained soil, and once it's established, it's highly drought-tolerant. It doesn't need rich soil or heavy fertilizing to do well. Its growth is steady and dependable, and if it looks a little tired after its first flush of bloom, a light trim will encourage fresh foliage and a second round of flowers. This makes it a long-season presence in the border with minimal effort. What makes Nepeta a true weaver plant is how it creates flow between larger, more structured plants. Its billowy shape softens strong lines, fills open spaces without overwhelming them, and visually connects nearby plant groups so the border feels like one continuous composition. It doesn't shout, it glides. For placement, Nepeta works beautifully in the mid-front to middle layer. Let it spill slightly toward pathways or lawn edges to blur hard outlines. Pair it with upright shapes like salvia, yarrow, coneflower, or roses. The softness of Nepeta balances their stronger silhouettes. Over time, it helps the border develop that effortless, gently blended look that feels natural instead of arranged. Coming in at number 3 is Mexican Fleabane. This is a delicate-looking daisy that brings a soft, airy touch to the border. The blooms are tiny, white at first, then gently blushing to pale pink as they age, which creates a subtle, shifting color effect. Instead of forming a solid block of flowers, Erigeron scatters its blooms loosely, giving the border a light, relaxed, meadow-like feeling. Erigeron thrives in full sun and well-drained soil, and it's surprisingly resilient despite its gentle appearance. It can handle heat, poor soil, and even a bit of dryness once established. It seeds lightly, but in a way that feels natural rather than invasive, more like it's settling in, finding its place, and softening empty spots over time. What makes this plant a weaver is its ability to sprinkle color through the spaces between larger plants. Instead of filling an area with volume, it creates a sense of continuity, small flowers reappearing here and there, visually linking one section of the border to another. It keeps the composition from looking too heavy or too structured. It's like adding a quiet, fluttering brightness across the garden. For placement, use Origeron along pathways, rock edges, steps, pots, or in the frontmost layer where even a small touch makes a difference. Let it tuck itself naturally into cracks or at the feet of sturdier perennials like Nepeta, yarrow, or salvias. Think of it as the border's soft breath, gentle, light, and always easing the eye from one plant to the next. Now for number 4, Tanacetum parthenium aureum, also known as golden feverfew. This variety has soft, finely textured foliage in a gentle chartreuse gold tone that brings a subtle brightness to the border. The leaves glow softly in morning and late day light, adding warmth without feeling loud. In early summer, small daisy-like flowers appear, light and delicate, sitting just above the foliage in an easy, natural way. Golden feverfew does best in full sun to light shade and prefers well-drained soil, but it's not fussy. It handles lean soil comfortably and rarely needs extra feeding. It's a short-lived perennial that often reseeds lightly, creating new plants in a way that feels natural, not messy. Once it finds its spot, it usually stays balanced and calm. What makes it a weaver is how it links different tones in the border. The soft golden foliage acts almost like a highlight brushstroke. It helps transition between deep greens, silvery leaves, or darker foliage tones. Instead of creating contrast, it bridges colors, so the entire border feels more blended and harmonious. It adds brightness, but in a gentle, supportive role. For placement, tuck golden feverfew into the mid-front layer where its foliage can be seen close enough to appreciate its texture. Let it sit next to silver plants like lamb's ear or nepeta, or near deeper greens to soften the shift in tone. Use it in small, repeated touches, not in large drifts, just enough to create a quiet thread of light that moves through the border. Next on the list is Gentian speedwell. This is a gentle, steady presence in the border, low, smooth foliage forming a soft green base that never looks heavy or crowded. In late spring, it sends up slim spires of pale, almost misty blue flowers that feel like a light haze floating just above the leaves. It's the kind of bloom that doesn't demand attention, but softens the whole scene. Virolica gentianoides prefers full sun to partial shade and moist, well-drained soil, though it handles average garden conditions well once established. It spreads slowly in calm, natural clumps, which makes it easy to live with and easy to place. It doesn't compete, it doesn't push, it simply settles. What makes this plant a weaver is the way it creates a sense of continuity in the border. The foliage stays low and open, allowing the eye to move smoothly across the planting, while the delicate flower spires add just enough height and motion to prevent the border from feeling flat. It's subtle, but it holds the planting together, especially between bolder perennials. For placement, use Veronica in the mid-front to mid-layer, especially near plants with bigger leaves or stronger shapes. It pairs beautifully with geraniums, catmint, anything that benefits from a soft, quiet transition around its edges. Think of it as a gentle breathing space inside the border, light, calming, and quietly unifying. Now we come to Bryza media, often called quaking grass. This is a small ornamental grass known for its delicate, heart-shaped seed heads that tremble with the lightest breeze. It doesn't add volume or height in a dramatic way. Instead, it brings a quiet shimmer to the border, a sense of air and gentle motion that softens everything around it. It's the movement equivalent of a whisper. Bryza media prefers full sun and well-drained soil, and it does well in lean, dry conditions once established. It won't sprawl or overwhelm nearby plants. Instead, it grows in small, tidy clumps that slowly enlarge over time. It's one of the easiest grasses to maintain, needing only a light trim in late winter to refresh the foliage for the new season. What makes Bryza media a true weaver is how it adds lightness and space. The tiny, dangling seed heads hover just above the foliage, creating a lace-like layer of movement that visually ties together taller plants behind and lower plants in front. Even when nothing else is flowering, those seed heads catch the sun, shifting and shimmering, giving the border a sense of quiet life. For placement, tuck Brisa media into the mid-layer, especially near plants with broader or heavier foliage, where a touch of airiness helps lift the composition. It pairs beautifully with Nepeta, yarrow, coneflower, and salvia, plants with strong outlines that benefit from a softening companion. Think of it as the breath within the border, subtle, graceful, and always easing the eye. And for number 7, we have Armeria maritima, also known as sea thrift. This is a small, tuft-forming perennial that brings a clean and gentle structure to the front of the border. The foliage grows in soft, grassy mounds, never heavy, never messy, and in spring to early summer, it lifts small round blooms on slender stems that hover just above the leaves. The effect is subtle and cheerful, adding lightness without drawing too much attention. Sea thrift thrives in full sun and well-drained soil, and it's especially comfortable in lean, slightly dry conditions where many other border plants may struggle. It stays compact, doesn't spread aggressively, and holds its mound shape through the seasons, making it one of the easiest front-edge perennials to keep looking tidy. Minimal care, just remove old blooms and occasionally groom older foliage, is all it needs. What makes sea thrift a weaver is the sense of calm continuity it adds. The low, rounded foliage forms visual rests in the border, places where the eye can settle softly before moving to the next plant. It doesn't blur or spill, instead it links the front layer with quiet, repeating shapes, helping the whole planting feel balanced, natural, and steady. For placement, use Armeria right at the front of the border, especially along pathways, stone edges, or gravel transitions. Repeat it in small clusters rather than one large group to create rhythm. It pairs beautifully with Nepeta, Veronica, Brunera, and even warmer foliage tones. It sits politely, supports everything around it, and helps the border feel gently composed.
The nice thing about these perennials is that they don't ask for much. A bit of space, a bit of light, and they simply do their job in the background, helping the border feel calm and connected. You don't have to plant a lot at once. Even just adding a few of these here and there can change the feeling of the whole garden. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.